want to start in particular?
Um,
Hold on. First and foremost, actually, welcome to our new weekly review session where we're gonna review manga chapters weekly of our favorite shonen.
the big manga review.
You know what I'm saying? This is another side piece from 3-Piece Set podcast available everywhere there's podcasts. We told y'all we're gonna be giving y'all more side pieces, so we hope you're hungry.
Yes, we are your favorite bi-weekly podcast.
That way. So yeah.
Where do you want to start? Generally, every week when it comes out, I start with Black Clover because it's the fastest read. It's it gets me right into the motor anime. You get through it
Right into the nitty
Yeah, you
gritty.
get through a whole chapter in like five minutes, if that.
Yeah, I start with either Black Clover or Dr.Stone. It just depends.
I'm still yet to get on Dr.Stone like that. I'm going to do it.
You know what yet?
I'm going to do it.
It's on the Shonen Jump app, so
Yeah.
go ahead and catch up with that.
Free plug. Yes. So, how do you feel about Black Clover?
Black Clover. Black Clover. I love the manga. Like, that shit is dope. I like the art style of it. I like the homages it pays to Bleach and Naruto. Like, those are two of my favorites. And even with the One Piece with the Nakama, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, these are my niggas. I'm about to ride for them.
True.
So I fucks with all that. Like, I like Asta as a main character. You know, he talks his shit. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna beat your ass.
You somehow dumber Naruto.
He's a more simple Naruto.
Naruto's already a really simple character, but yeah, I feel you.
Like Asta, he's pretty simple and straightforward. You know what I'm saying? And people really fuck with it. They're like, all right, you're straight up. You're upfront about everything. Like, we like that. We fuck with that. That's how he makes his friends.
Yeah.
By proving that he's real.
When I started reading Black Clover, because you and Marcus have put me on, it was. So I caught up so quick. I caught up in like 3 days. Oh man, this is really moving really fast.
Yeah, it didn't take long.
Yeah, I was reading comments, and someone made a comment that Black Clover is for like experienced manga readers, because it kind of allows you to build a story for yourself. Because alright, there's no point in doing all the backstories and all the everything else. You know that happens,
right?
Because you read manga, obviously, so they can have an action-packed like it's non-stop with Black Clover, from chapter 1 to what chapter 1 now, like 76 or some shit.
76,
bro. I don't know.
Let me check. But continue.
Yeah, but from chapter 1 to whatever chapter right now, it's like a sprint, and we're still going.
195.
195. Wow. So
or 196, depending on when you're watching this.
Yes. So with it being continuous, you like it, so it's really good for one sit down on one big read. But waiting for it week by week, you kind of can pick and see the flaws in it more so.
Yeah.
Like with this latest chapter. Personally, I feel like it was one big ass grab. Like
an ass grab or an ass pull?
Ass both.
The ass grab, that's something else.
It's an ass pull. So like, just sitting there, like I'm reading it. And okay, Yuno's doing this thing because
Yeah, Yuno's being the GOAT.
All right, we all knew this. All right,
we know he's the best character.
Are they going to finally explain like why he's an elf, or how come the elf thing didn't take over him yet? No. All right. Wait, what? A demon?
I give it 3 weeks.
So,
a demon?
How do you feel about
a demon or the devil? The devil or a devil?
It said depending on the translation you read, it could be the devil. Of course, you're gonna have to wait on our official Shonen Jump. Edit that out. Anyway.
So, yeah, the devil. I mean, the whole. Okay, my one thing about it, like I will always point out the pacing in My Heroes. I mean, not My Hero, Black Clover. It's the shirt, I promise. So, the pacing in Black Clover is like you said, really fast paced, and it's like, damn, like, are y'all rushing through this arc, or do you just like, is there just nothing else for you to put in it? You know what I'm saying? Because shit like that is like, I don't mind the pacing being fast, but it always gives me anxiety because a lot of my favorite mangas started getting really fast paced right when they were getting canceled. Like this shit happened with Beelzebub. This shit happened with Toriko. Holy fuck. KTO Hitman Reborn. I could tell the pacing kind of got fucked up on that too. Bleach. Bleach.
That's a whole separate video.
Oh my god. Oh man. And so whenever I see that, I start to get concerned. But like with Black Clover, it's been happening so often. I'm just like, well, shit. Maybe that's just the way it is.
See, my thing with Black Clover, I think it's. I wonder if it's gonna have the Superman complex after this arc, because like with Superman, after you destroy in the Man of Steel, if anyone watched that movie, they destroyed Metropolis in the first movie. Like, where do you go after that? Right. They already destroyed the city. You can't destroy Earth, because then that's the end. So it's like, yeah, but it's just like, so for Man of Steel 2, or for Batman v Superman, it was no stakes. We already seen you destroy an entire city. So it's like, it's just really hard to build Superman up to have some great villain to fight, because the only thing that can really affect Superman basically destroys the planet. Right. So you never feel like there's any real stakes. So with them bringing the devil or a demon or whatever in this newest chapter, it's like, okay, where do you go beyond this?
It has to be more than just one. Either that, or he can turn people into demons as opposed to elves.
Then that would be another ass pull, because they just turn people into elves. It's like you're just repeating the same thing. Now, I would say, okay, you can worry about an invasion from another country, but they already did that. That was at the beginning.
Yeah, the Diamond Kingdom were actually some hoes.
Yeah. So they've
been beaten before by like just Asta and crew or Yuno and crew.
Yeah, so they already did that. They brought the elves thing out, which they really could have milked a lot longer.
Yeah, they really could have milked that.
This could have really this could have been an entirely different arc. Like after they beat the elves, and they could have done this a lot better than extend the series.
It's like almost they should have like. I'm not for like filler and shit like that, but like adding a little more pacing to it, like.
But then here comes the fatal flaw from me personally in Black Clover. It's no real character development. It's so fast. It's such a sprint that it's like, okay. It's a rush to get through every arc.
Honestly, just like after a fight, you just assume their character developed. They're like, oh, I have found this new resolve in myself, where I've gotten better with who I am as a person, and formed this bond with one of my teammates. So now we're stronger as a whole.
Or they get a random power up out of nowhere, like when old girl suddenly, oh, you're part, you're part dwarf,
and you get
transformed, and you get taller, and you have this big wolf thing. You have this big wolf thing that
you summon a wolf stand instead of a sheep stand. This is great. That shit, I'm not gonna lie, that shit was fire. Like with the shit that does happen and the way it's drawn. It's my okay. This is some heat. This is some heat. But at the same time, it's like it's missing a couple, a little substance there.
It's like if you accept Black Clover for what it is,
right,
and not what you want it to be,
it's
great. It's great. It's like Sword Art Online.
I wouldn't say that.
Sword Art Online.
Is trash.
Sword Art Online is perfectly fine if you
enjoy trash.
If you accept it for what it is and not what you want it to be.
I don't want to accept that because I can do better for myself.
Well, Black Clover can do better.
I mean, Black Clover's fine though.
Point made. Anyway, after Black Clover, what you usually read after that?
Dr.Stone.
What's going on with Dr.Stone?
So currently in Dr.Stone, basically the last couple of chapters, they revived they're coming off of like the first big arc was like the war arc, almost like these two sides were going at it. Uh, Senku and Tsukasa, I think that was his name. Whatever, anime's coming out this year. Check that out if you want the full synopsis. But basically, that was a big arc, and so now they're just filling in the pieces. Like, you know what I'm saying? We accomplished this goal. We won. You know, this is what we're doing now. I'm trying to build my kingdom of science. So, you know, he's creating, per usual, every chapter, he's like discovering new minerals or creating new technology. They're like, oh, you're gonna bring that to the stone world? A cell phone? You're crazy. He gets a phone. He's like, all right, I'm about to bring out a radar. So basically, the latest thing he did, they revived a navigator. Like, he was the world's wealthiest man. That's what he called himself. And he's a navigator. He loves like sailing. Mm-hmm. So he's like, we need you to help sail the world. We're gonna see what the rest of the world is looking like. As far as we know, they could be the only people still out. So they make a tester boat, like a speedboat. Then he crafts a radar, like this last chapter, or the chapter before that. And they're like just on the open seas, just exploring. Like, yo, we need more resources, we need food, we need fish. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to find some shit. So they're with the radar, and then they just hear, why, coming through the phones in Morse code. And then, like, the way it's drawn, so fuego. I think it's Boichi, something like that. But he's the mangaka, or at least the illustrator for it. It's drawn really well. Like, that art style is dope. And so basically, they're having this moment of, holy shit, somebody else is out there. Maybe they're the cause of this petrification. So Senku, you know, being the guy he is, he's excited. He was like, okay, I see this new threat. We got to figure it out. Because he wants to harness the power of petrification now.
Okay. So, with Dr. Stone, do you think, well, I guess the general consensus of the top three currently is One Piece, My Hero, Black Clover?
Kind of, sort of. It's like if the Black Clover anime would have came harder, or if it was under a better studio, it would be up there. Like, when I first started reading Black Clover, I was like, yeah, this is about to be One Piece, My Hero, and Black Clover in the big three. And then,
well, I'm asking that because can you see Dr. Stone breaking his way into the big three, or would it just be like that other manga that people just happen to read?
It's going to depend on how well the anime is received, honestly. A lot of times that's what it boils down to. Like, can you sell peripherals? Can you sell merch? Can you push a video game? Can you push a movie? Like, where can you break in a medium other than just anime and manga?
Yeah, but you personally, do you think you can do it?
I feel like, as good as it is, it's going to be one of those things that gets overlooked. I can see that, cause like, it's not like a typical battle shonen, like, at all.
True, kind of like the Promised Neverland, how that got overlooked for a while.
Yeah.
Cause I remember seeing it and I never cared to look at it. I was like, all right, the Promised Neverland, whatever. It's a bunch of kids.
Man, fuck them kids.
Yeah, fuck them kids, man. So then randomly, I started seeing a lot of stills on Twitter. People post images from the chapters they're reading. I was like,
"What's up, Robbie? What's up, Koi Kid? We're chilling." Now, you missed Black Clover talk. That's about it.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there. I was like, "Huh? All right, these images looking kind of fire."
Oh yeah.
So
those demon panels are fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I think I started reading right around chapter 103, and you know by then the Shonen Jump app came out, so I was able to like go back from the jump and just marathon all the way through. And again, in like 2-3 days, I was all caught up. I was like, oh man. So and I can see, especially with how the anime's coming out, and so many people excited about that. I can see the Promised Neverland itching its way to that top 3 status. But then the thing is like, will you buy a shirt with a bunch of kids on it?
Probably not me.
Exactly.
Now, some of this shit, like if they do, like, cause their art style is so cold. If they do shit like even the covers of the manga volumes, that could be fire. I would wear that. Like it's an art to it. It's not just a bunch of faces of kids. Well, which is what this shirt is. However, All Might is right there smiling because he is here.
Man, I also understand they're in high school. These kids are like 12.
Yeah, sure.
So, speaking of, how you feel about these last couple chapters in The Promised Neverland?
Yes, this is a good manga all the way around. The past few chapters have been really good. I like this new dynamic with spoiler alert, Norman coming back. You know, just the whole way they've been executing that and handling it.
Yeah,
it's been well, cause you know, like you knew reading and watching, like, you know, his character is too good. You can't just get rid of him. And then even like when the way he went out, it was left ambiguous enough. Like, this nigga's not dead. Like, come on, man. They're not about to just eat him. So you're always curious, like, where was he? What was he doing? What lab was he at? Or even when they were at Goldie Pond and he saw that, what was the kid's name? The big one. Adam. When you saw Adam and he just kept repeating Norman's number, like when he said that number, I was like, I know what number that is. Went back to the chapters. I was like, fuck yeah, Norman's number.
Yeah.
What is? I'm like, I don't. He kind of like his head shape kind of looked like Norman.
Oh yeah,
haircut.
I thought that was Norman.
I wanted to think that, but at the same time,
I thought like a clone of him.
Yeah,
like, okay,
definitely.
cool.
I'm definitely like, yo, this is a Norman clone. And it's still not confirmed that he isn't a Norman clone. We don't know.
Because by then we had seen Norman. Like, okay, we knew Norman was alive, and he was at some weird farm now. They were doing shit. So I'm like, okay, maybe is Norman like this perfect specimen, and they just try to clone him a bunch of times. And Adam just an offshoot of that.
I can see that. It's like, all right, the only thing he was missing was the physique. Now, if we can somehow keep his intelligence,
because that's one thing about
physique.
Norman. He was frail.
Yeah,
so that made Adam a perfect sense. Okay, let's make this super strong
version of Norman. Yeah, it would be perfect. Demons would be all over it.
Yeah, but then it's just like
designer demon babies.
Yeah. But this latest chapter, how you feeling about it?
This latest chapter, it was good. Like. Well, really, the chapter before that, when he's sealing the deal with the demons,
that was hardcore.
It's like, is Norman and his attack guy, Zazie, and they're just there like wanting this. Well, they didn't really want this. They were ready for the smoke, but like they were there to fucking seal the deal with this contract. And it's like, yo, we're gonna use you to fight the other demons. We're gonna use you devolved demons to fight the nobles that y'all hate. You know what I'm saying? The enemy of my enemy.
Yeah. And then
I'm gonna have to kill them in the end.
Yeah, he understands that they're probably gonna try and eat him, but so he has a contingency plan already set in place.
Oh yeah.
To deal with that. So, do you feel like you can trust Norman?
No.
Me either.
Not really. I haven't.
It's
like, I'm glad that he's back, but that doesn't mean that I trust him. You know, he's clearly been on some different shit. He's clearly been on some other shit. And then even with like the way this chapter ended, they started asking him about Musica. It's like, yo, and he's like, you know about that?
Wait, you met her?
Yo, your group ran into her?
You met her plan?
It's like, why are you so intense about that? You haven't looked like that since Mom defeated you back in the first arc. And then that's when I knew that Norman was a real one. I'm like, damn, look at that kill face. He wants some smoke. He's ready. He's like, I'm not losing again.
Yeah, he even said in his latest chapter, like, no one's gonna outwit him.
Yeah.
By pure determination. I'm not even speaking arrogantly here. I'm just through pure determination.
Mm-hmm. You just read that new The Promised Neverland chapter, Joanne? I know.
Yeah.
That's just heat.
It's like that.
Oh, and that's once again one of those things I really enjoy the art style on it.
Oh yeah,
I'm anxiously waiting for some more demon action, dog. Like,
Goldie Pond.
That
whole arc. Oh my god!
When that finally gets animated, when the Goldie Pond arc is animated, that's when the Promised Neverland is going to be solidified. That's assuming that the studio does it right. I haven't watched since like episode 6.
It's kind of letting them stack.
Yeah.
Plus, you already know what kind of happens.
Yeah.
Not to be those guys,
but you know, in the manga, I don't want to have that.
Manga superiors.
But when that gets animated though, like I'm really looking forward to that. Like just watching Emma go up against Master Revis, or whichever. I don't know. That's just gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
dog. Like I want to see those bullet animations. If they nail that shit, it's gonna be crazy. Cause like those bullet panels. Oh my god.
Yeah. So,
woo.
Projecting. Where do you think the manga goes?
Where do I think the manga goes?
Yeah.
Because I see. I don't see them staying much longer there at the at Norman Sanctuary.
See, I feel you on that. I think
because all this, I don't know. For some reason, it just feels temporary to me.
I think Emma and Ray are gonna try and sneak away because she's not gonna be with it. She's gonna try and go with her original plan and try and meet whatever his buddy name. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
they'll try and meet him to redo her plan.
To make a new promise.
Yeah, Norman's going to be against it, but he's not going to kill them because he's not going to do that.
That doesn't mean his squad won't.
Yeah, so I think it'll be like a good human on human fight.
Yeah,
but I still
because even the human on human violence, because like right after Goldie Pond, I don't really know what to call that arc. The base being invaded arc.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was another one of those things where I knew I'm like, yo, this show is fucking serious. Because it starts off as this nice, you know what I'm saying, slice of life, and then it turns into a psycho thriller, and then it turns into a battle shonen, and then it's like a survival horror thing. I don't know. It's kind of
it's like everything wrapped in one. It's like every arc gives you a different style or type of anime.
Yeah.
Or manga.
With like the overarching like time, chess, books, all these things are important. Like you're gonna see that in every way.
Yeah, but I think Emma and Ray are gonna try and sneak off and leave, but then their whole squad is gonna be like, "Where are y'all going? Y'all thought y'all gonna leave without us?" They're like, "But aren't you guys happy?" You're like, "Yeah, we're happy here, but we wouldn't have gotten here if it wasn't for you. So if you want to go out there and ride, we gonna ride with you." And then they still gotta get my mans, the GOAT.
Oh, Phil,
young Phil
the GOAT.
Like time's ticking away. Like they have to go get that nigga.
Cause that's the other thing with every chapter. I'm like, did y'all just fucking get taller again and look older? Yeah. Like Norman looks like a whole ass man. I'm like, bro, you're an adult.
Yeah, it's those experiments, bro. Like he's supposed to be 14. He looks a smooth 18, 21.
Yeah, Norman look like he about 30.
Cause all his homies, all of them look in their nice in the mid 20s. So then there's no telling how long they've been there.
There's no telling. They all seem kind of childish at the same time too.
Yeah, so like I think maybe some human growth hormone to make them advance.
I can see that
faster. But yeah, I'm interested to see where this is the one manga that I read and I was like, I have no clear idea what's going to happen next.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't want to know. I want them to like keep hitting me with those
surprises.
Surprises, plot twists, and shit like that.
Yeah, and it's like at the end, My Hero's really good at this too, but more so in the anime as opposed to the manga. But at the end of every chapter, I'm left like emotional at the Promised Neverland, cause I'm like, bro, I can't. Next week can't come fast enough. What if it's on break or it's Golden Week? I'm stressed.
Man, the best part was like binging all those chapters. I was just up there.
Yeah, bro. What?
On my phone, on the Jump app, just going crazy.
I'm up 3-4 hours in the middle of the night with the light on because those demons, bro.
they all kind of look similar, but none of them look the same.
Yeah.
Which is that shit's dope.
Yeah,
so
great.
like those masks, it's hard. It's hard. Read The Promised Neverland. Watch The Promised Neverland.
And it's another show.
Can't stress this enough.
Yeah, it's another manga that's like it can really go for however long it really wants to. Cause they building up for this last big fight, but then there's still the whole: are they gonna make it back to the human dominated world? If they don't make it back, what's gonna happen in the aftermath? There's so many ways they can go with that, you know.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty cool to see. But, My Hero, how'd you feel about that this week?
These past couple chapters have been cool. Let's talk about that arc right before this one, like the mini, the Class 1A versus Class 1B.
Yeah.
Every time they go up against each other, it just gets better and better.
And it's good because there's so many side characters.
Yeah.
Or B-list characters in My Hero that it's kind of hard to keep track of everything. So when they had these class versus class fights, it's like, okay,
it's that chance
it's like everyone gets their chance to shine. Like Bakugo in the very first match when they went 4-0, he's just like, yeah,
I'm about to hard carry.
Just to prove to y'all, I'm the top guy. You know, so it's just So by the time Deku comes in the last chapter, now he feels like with this silent competition with Bakugo that he feels like he has to compete. So he also wants to win 4-0 or 5-0, 4-0. So yeah, it's good. It's good. Like that was a nice mini arc to get you like prepared for what's coming next.
Yeah, they brought back my dude, the brainwashing guy.
Shino?
Yeah.
I think that's the name, Shino?
I think it's Shino. Can't remember. But basically, that's just cool, man. He's being trained by Aizawa personally. And then we know Aizawa Sensei GOAT.
Yeah, they kind of went to his backstory a tad bit. It's like, oh yeah, you probably really fuck with him because he's just like you. Like he doesn't have some super amazing power. His power is only like he's still a regular ass human. His power can just affect other people.
Yeah. So
it's like, all right, you have to be able to. You still have to have hands, like basic human hands.
You gotta have old fashioned hands.
You know, 1, 2. So yeah,
the binding cloth just makes it that much better. Now you Spider-Man without the reflexes.
Essentially. But
that was good. Even Uraraka, she had her little chance to shine. She really hard carried that match for Deku and his team. Yeah. So shouts out to her.
Arguably best girl.
I'd vote her as best girl. So that was good. Then after that, you know, like you were saying earlier, you get to see Bakugo's character development.
Uh-huh.
The chapter right after that fight when they're discussing Deku's new shit, it's like, yo, Bakugo's right there with him. He's like, yo, I'm analyzing this shit better than you two idiots. And just seeing their like growth as rivals. Cause you know Bakugo can say whatever he wants, but he's gonna ride for Deku if somebody fuck with him.
Yeah, this is what Naruto and Sasuke's relationship should have been.
Yeah.
Besides when Naruto turned into Sasuke, when like there were whole arcs that really had nothing to do with Naruto. It was just every
was filler. I didn't watch that shit.
Nah, I'm not even talking about anime. I'm talking about in the manga. I started calling it Sasuke.
Oh, when
bro, you read Sasuke this week? Cause this ain't shit. The whole fight with Itachi. Naruto wasn't there.
So
how long did that last? Like a month? Well, not a month. Like 2 weeks.
I mean, these are two people's favorite characters going at it.
I understand, but the thing's called Naruto.
That's where they fucked up by calling it Naruto.
Exactly.
With Black Clover, when they do that shit with Asa and Yuno, like that's one thing I like their relationship. It's like they understand that they're rivals, but they're also like, yo, we're brothers too. Like, I'm not about to like be all get away from me type shit. It's like, no, well, I'm gonna see you. It's on sight. Yeah. But if somebody fuck with you, I'm going to kill them.
Yeah. But Bakugo and Deku really don't fuck with Deku like that. but he understands, and that's his man. And the character development in Bakugo, to see Deku and to feel like downtrodden and everything, because like his hero, he looks up to All Might just as much as Deku does.
Yeah, he's just not a nerd.
Yeah, but Bakugo differs because he sees All Might, and while Deku wants to emulate All Might, Bakugo wants to surpass him.
Yeah,
he's gonna surpass him in his own way.
Like, I want to beat you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I admire you so much that I'm going to be better than you. That's my best way I can honor you.
Yeah, and they've been kind of taking a little bit from each other. He's like, okay, I should try and emulate you a little more because you were doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. Like when he saved that chick, he was like, yo, get out of here, you fucking idiots. Yeah. Don't get killed. I'm still gonna save you though. Plus with that hero license exam, it's like, yo, you gotta save people too, bro. You can't just be king explosion murder all the time. Yeah. And then Deku is like, you gotta save people, but you also gotta beat a nigga's ass.
Like if you watch Deku's fights like Bakugo now, in certain instances, he's using a lot of Bakugo's moves, and Bakugo's like trusting in people the way Deku does. So like there, you can tell they're studying each other, and they're only advancing each other further and further along, which is pretty dope. Dope.
And then plus in the anime, that last Bakugo versus Deku fight.
Oh yeah,
Sugoi. What's me?
Yeah, man. But how do you feel about the League of Villains?
Okay, so moving forward, like this new arc is starting, and basically with the last chapter, it ended off with the League of Villains getting their ass beat by none other than All For One's other people that we probably forget about.
Yeah. I thought it was the nigga with the eyes. But when he says there's other people, you know what? That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. So that was cool. It looks like it's either they're trying to convince him to like work with them specifically, and like, yo, we're doing this League of Villains shit. Like, All For One trusted me. But at the same time, it looks like it's like, all right, y'all niggas are too weak because y'all are getting your ass beat at every instance. Like, y'all haven't had a successful mission, or what y'all would consider a successful mission. So
do you think
you need to get stronger?
Do you think the League of Villains are a strong group? Because so many of the characters is like, you like them, like Stain, Stain was technically in the League of Villains, but the reason I say this is because with Stain, the League of Villains kind of took a back seat when Stain was there. You know, Stain was that guy.
But Stain was also the thing that inspired them to go. A lot of members to even go join.
Yeah, I'm saying, but the League of Villains in and of itself.
I mean, the League of Villains was fucking.
They're like some side characters. Like, it wasn't until what's buddy name with the hand, the hands.
Shirogaka.
There you go. It wasn't until he ran up on Deku in the mall that time that I was like, oh, this nigga's
without the mask.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this nigga's actually a threat.
Yeah, like he's actually a problem.
Yeah, but I'm saying it was Stain, and then it was when they got up with the Yakuza and they fought with Overhaul. Overhaul was like, y'all some bitch ass niggas. I'm running this show, and even now this latest arc with the Hero Liberation Army,
right?
Like they're kind of like, becoming the main villains.
If the
League of Villains is kind of like this, they're like this group aside.
Because if you look at it, the League of Villains is just an interesting foil to the Hero Academy students. Yeah. So basically, they're going through their same shit. Like Deku and his boys, they painted a target on their back by doing this shit. But the League of Villains did the same thing. So heroes are after them, other villains are after them, or they want to join them. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's the same type of dynamic. It's like having to deal with a rival school.
Mm-hmm. But I definitely feel like how I think in this next arc, how the Hero Liberation Army is going to try to eradicate the League of Villains. I think that's going to force the students in the League of Villains to team up to fight off the Hero Liberation Army. Because at the end of the day, they're still heroes. Even if it's two groups of villains attacking each other, that's one thing I don't want to see. You can't let them kill each other because that's not what a hero does.
See, they're not going to try and work with it. They're just going to try and bust both sides.
Yes, but the Hero Liberation Army looks super like. Even though we haven't seen them do anything, the way this kind of being built up, like they're gonna start trying.
All right, they did take up my man's fucking duct tape and beat his ass.
Yeah.
How you gonna do the smuggler like this? Like, bro, I gotta protect my clients, dog. What you mean? I'm not about to rat them out.
He's like, oh yeah, he's going out like a G.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, I think we're gonna be great friends. So who knows if they broke him or if they just killed him?
If they killed him, or who knows what this dude's powers are? He strangled somebody in cold blood.
Yeah.
And broke his fucking neck.
Or
that's pretty sad. Like you,
or
like,
decapitated him.
Or decapitated, depending on how you're looking at it. But My Hero be on some dark shit, and people overlook it.
Oh yeah,
because of its bright comic book aesthetic.
Yeah, it sits back and they like it's really lighthearted. Again, so it's like slice of life for the most part. It gets into action, a little bit of comedy.
Yeah. And then you see overall turn somebody into a pile of blood.
Yeah, and it's like when the dark shit happens, it's like a flash, like whoa, and then it eases you right back out of it. A good contrast to this be like Hunter x Hunter, because when you're watching Hunter x Hunter, it starts out really kiddish, really playful and really bright, and by the time you get to Chimera Ant arc, it's completely dark. And you like
shit. Even with the Hunter exams, and
there were moments as a flash.
Killua pulls a nigga heart out of his body and then crushes the heart. He's like, oh yeah, I'm an assassin.
Yeah.
Or Hisoka turns somebody into Chop Suey with a deck of cards.
Yeah. So like it would be a flash, and it kind of like eases way up, but like it's slowly over time get darker and darker.
Oh yeah, so like the full story.
Yeah. So but with My Hero, I don't think it's going to ever get like that. I more so think it's just gonna kind of slide you in, hit you with some dark shit, slide you back out. You know,
right?
Keeps constantly hit you over the head with it. And then I do think My Hero's gonna go to Naruto. This is like years down the road. I think it's gonna go the Naruto route. And after the hero, like after they finally graduate, it's not gonna be called My Hero. It's gonna be like the second part.
My Hero.
Yeah. Livelihood or some shit. And then, like, you actually gonna see Deku, because at the beginning of the anime, at least, I'm pretty sure in the manga too.
Oh yeah,
he says like, this is the story of how
like the opening.
This is
the story of how
it became. Yeah, so eventually we know he becomes the greatest hero, and we know there's an end point. So what happens after that end point? You know, this is just all the training. Honestly, this is all just a training montage to get to that.
Deadass. It's a training character development montage, because that's one thing about My Hero. They do a really good job with character development.
Yeah, which means this next shit that comes after it is just going to be straight hands.
For specific people, more or less.
Yeah.
But, you know, you gotta have your faith. You know.
True.
Todoroki's, he's still getting more character development.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's got an interesting story, like his relationship with his dad. Like, even that whole Endeavor arc.
Oh boy, people hated that shit.
It was polarizing, but like going back and reading it, because I came through a little after the fact, but that shit was hard. Because I fucked with Endeavor. I'm like, yo, you've done some shady shit.
But you know, Endeavor, like, did his arc redeem him in your eyes? Or did you ever have a dislike for Endeavor?
Not especially, but then like you see some of the shit that he did, like the way he burned Todoroki's mom and then, you know, sent her to the mental hospital. It's like that's extreme. That's extreme. Or like basically abusing his children.
Oh, and his one son that hasn't been confirmed that it's his son, but you know,
Dabi,
that's his son.
Yeah. You ever looked at that nigga's face and realized that it's just some skin stapled onto a burned face?
And they all have blue eyes. What color eyes do Dabi have?
Blue. Hey man, if his hair was red, it would be like yeah. But you know, I'm sure he dyes it black.
That make a lot of sense.
Edgelord, because Edgelord also.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did enjoy that Endeavor arc, and it introduced Hawks. Hawks is
like he was
Hawks
there,
dope.
he was dope, but then he hasn't been around. Granted, Endeavor hasn't necessarily been around the last couple arcs either. But it's just like, I really want to see what they're gonna do with that, or is it gonna be like,
especially with some of the bombs they drop with him, like what he's doing.
Well, I'm actually a double. No, I'm actually a triple agent.
So there's that. That's an interesting plot line. Let's see if he forgets about that, like the UA mole.
Yeah, that's confirmed. Like he forgot. But I do look at Endeavor as a cautionary tale for how Bakugo can end up.
Yeah.
Like they both driven by anger and driven by like this burning desire to be the best. So like looking at Endeavor and looking at Bakugo is like, oh, so this is how he could end up. Even their powers, though different, are still similar in the aspect of like destruction, you know?
Yeah, like the way they both fly.
Yeah. So it's like, okay.
Like I said, the destruction.
So I think through the course we're going to see how Bakugo, how he sets him up that you think he's going to be this. Like we know Deku's going to become All Might, or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't. But you think, okay, Deku's going to become All Might and Bakugo's going to become Endeavor. But slowly over the course of time, it's like, no, that's not going to happen, you know?
Yeah, they're going to turn into their own type of. And then you still have Todoroki in the mix. Yeah. Because he has that hot streak too, but then he's also cold. And he's slowly bringing those together. He's warming up and cooling down at the same time. Like he's not letting his anger consume him, but he's not so cool as to like brush people off. Like he's not cold.
Bless you, son. But yeah, and again, he's also top 3 hero. So
yeah, top 3 hero, the new big 3. For now, those side characters are on the rise. That's the other thing I appreciate. Like Kirishima's art. That shit was tight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It shows him like, yo, I'm not gonna be the ultimate shield.
I'm just gonna get harder.
I'm gonna be the ultimate spear and the ultimate shield. Like, what's good?
Yeah.
And then Fat Gum ends up becoming a true hero.
Oh,
I didn't think I was gonna say that.
I thought that guy was gonna die.
I thought he was gonna die, and not the other person.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to a real one. If you know, you know. But I don't know. This is promising. I like, and the fact that this new evil group organization, they make hero specific weapons or for villains.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they make them for whoever gets them.
But then the thing is, they're in a weird space where they probably don't think that they're evil. Because they look at it as like, we're all superpowered. Why should I say
they're just on another side of the scale. Yeah,
so it's like, I have powers. Why shouldn't I be allowed to use my powers?
And
we're living in an oppressive system.
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying they're wrong.
Yeah. So we gonna see. But
our audio's low. I guess we gotta project.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I want to see where they keep going with it. This arc is going to be promising. The My Hero Anime season 4. Is it 3? The new season of My Hero is coming out
in April, right?
I think so. I think it's October. They're pushing it. Yeah, they're pushing it back. Bro, April's coming out with some heat though.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I don't know. It's been a good season for anime.
Yeah, man. But finally, let's go ahead and get to One Piece. The King of Kings.
Have we missed anything? Boruto?
It comes out once a month. You don't even read Boruto.
I do read Boruto.
You all caught up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I read. I just like, I might not read it every month.
Boruto's an idiot.
Boruto's an idiot. Naruto has developed some kinks for getting stepped on. That's a new one. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
It's good. Like,
yeah. If you want to read the manga, don't watch the anime though.
Another anime, another manga that has flashes of dark moments. Like when Boruto fights that fat nigga, but he tries to eat him. That got strangely dark, out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was pretty weird.
Yeah. So like, It'll catch you. It'll catch you. Like
I guess
it'll lull you to sleep with like how you think it's gonna be, and then some dark shit to happen for like and then like
they're trying to set the tone for what they're going to do. Cause
like we already saw like Naruto dies, Boruto is sitting there with a sword, and he's an exiled ninja or rogue ninja because he has a cross through his headband. So we know these things happen. So all this is just
he's probably just doing that
like
to pay homage to Sasuke.
Of course, because everything's homage to Sasuke.
I mean, he's being trained by Sasuke.
We haven't seen Sasuke in like a month.
Yeah, it's because he's spending some quality time with his dad for the first time ever. So there's that.
I guess. But One Piece, how you feeling?
One Piece, the Wano arc, the arc that we've been waiting for since they said something about Wano back on Thriller Bark. So I'm sure they mentioned it before then, but that's when it was like, okay, they got samurais? They got all those legendary swords there? Might have to check that out.
You think it's living up to the hype?
More or less. I thought there would be like a lot more action off rip, but I feel like when the action finally starts, we're gonna get it's gonna be a year, like a solid year, 52 weeks of fights when that shit pops off.
Yeah, you can kind of tell Oda, he's kind of like
probably 30 because we get like a chapter every other week at this point, which is fine. Oda, take your time. Like you deserve any type of rest, break, whatever you need to make it happen.
Yeah, like you can kind of tell Oda's pushing things along to to kind of get there. Yeah, he's like, okay,
set things up.
I understand.
Here's a little taste for now.
All right, I have to set enough things up to put enough things in play that half this, so half the shit I can forget about later. But I have to set things up generally. Get there, like the whole Big Mom having amnesia thing. Was that really needed? No. But you needed a reason to get Big Mom there and to have her in place and understand why she wasn't fucking everything up. Yeah. Between point A and point B.
Because if Big Mom would have landed on that island and King didn't fucking kick that was awesome, by the way. This nigga King pulled up and just fucking kicked the ship. Kicked the ship off an island. Who does that?
He put a fucking pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl.
And he was like, King had to be a real nigga. Even Big Mom was like, God damn it, King.
It's fucking King. Son of a bitch.
We'll never get there if he's here. Oh my God.
Kick that shit off the map. A ship full of devil fruit users. Kick them off the map into water. Yeah. Big Mom has amnesia. I get it. It takes them out of play for a while, and I'm assuming she's on cooldown. Yeah. Because if she ever comes to her senses, it's a fucking wrap.
Yeah, and then this latest chapter, it pretty much confirms which we knew was happening. Luffy's just been training this whole time. Yeah. He had to fight with Katakuri. It ended in a tie. Granted, Katakuri kind of took it easy on him, and Luffy was hungry, so it ended in a tie. So we understood. Okay, if Katakuri is only not a lieutenant,
he's like first mate. He's like her first mate.
Yeah. So if he's her first mate,
they did confirm that he was the strongest because they're like, who should get succession if we can't get Big Mom? Yeah. Nigga was like, it's me. I'm the oldest.
Yeah, of course we are.
They were like Katakuri because he's the strongest.
Yeah.
So it's like that confirmed that.
Yeah, but we still don't know how Katakuri compares to Marco or compares to King. We don't know how Katakuri can fuck with Queen. In all honesty, yeah, we don't know. But if that's a good benchmark, Luffy's still not on Yonko level yet.
Oh yeah, not at all.
So it's like, okay.
I mean, shit. We saw what happened when he came through, pieced up Kaido, and Kaido just ate it. It was like, boy, fuck, get your ass out of here.
And then that nigga.
He was drunk.
And then that nigga used fucking hyper beam.
He used hyper beam, blew up a mountain. Yeah. Was drunk, ate Luffy's greatest attacks, and then got one shotted. He turned to human form to one shot him.
Yeah, he shrugged that shit off. So we just understood. So we understand like when Luffy with the sea stone cuffs on, it's actually he's doing some training. So like, okay, so we understand.
He's at a very low percentage.
Yeah, cause he's doing all this. He's not even using haki at this point. So like his just body and his will is just getting him through.
Yeah.
Right now, so we're like, okay, so we understand he's going through this training. There's many training guard. So okay, so we understand he's getting better. Kid,
yeah. Even
kid,
him, Eustace.
Yeah, Eustace kid disappeared.
He just he broke out.
Yeah. So like, okay, cool. So is that gonna be another alliance? Are the three?
I don't know. They kind of had like him and Law have their relationship. They can tell that they're cool. They're friends. They're on the same level.
Yeah.
And then him and Kid is more of a straight up rivalry. It's like I don't like the way you do things.
But they understand. But
they low key got that respect for each other. But they also know that there's no way in hell that either one of them could beat Kaido by themselves.
Yeah. So like
Kaido is a whole fucking mountain.
So the top three of the worst generation all going to team up and take on Big Mama. Oh, bro, that's it. That's the play.
That's gonna be sick.
That's the play.
And I like what Oda's been doing. Like he's kept Law around. Like
and then this Killer still's out there, and you know that nigga's gonna come up. Yeah. The nigga's name's Killer.
His name's Killer, and his neck is like.
Yeah, so and we see Sanji basically is the Power Ranger now.
Yeah, Stealth Black, bro. That's my one thing about that chapter when they introduced Stealth Black. I'm like, bro, give this nigga Sanji a good fight at least. Like, we haven't had a Sanji fight in years. It's literally been years. He might have done a couple things here or there, but like he hasn't really had a chance to like show out.
Even in Dressrosa.
Exactly.
He really fight.
He threw hands with Doflamingo for a minute.
Kind of held his own.
I'm not saying he could beat Doflamingo, but I feel like he could bring a lot out of him.
Yeah.
Doflamingo was
man. And we still haven't seen Zoro fight.
Yeah.
We saw Zoro undo the headband one time. They cut the nigga. They cut the.
Zoro's been beating people with like light difficulty.
Yeah, like he's not even trying at this point. And then, you know, Zoro hasn't opened up his other eye, you know, right? And so a lot of theories going around. It's like, you know, Zoro has all these cursed swords. So the thinking is Zoro's trapped the demon in his left eye. So when he opens that up, that's when you're going to see a whole other side to Zoro. You feel me? When he takes
there's a lot of things
it's two steps. It's when he takes the bandana off his arm and wraps it around his head. Yeah. And he's like, oh, okay, he's getting kind of serious. And then when he
Pirate Hunter, Zoro right now.
And then when he opens up that eye, and it's like, ooh. So, but yeah, so we see Sanji get his power up with the suit. Zoro, they said Zoro's off. Someone stole one of his swords.
So you know, show that.
Yeah, so
all this off screening though, that's my one thing.
It's too much stuff going on. So unless we want him to be a year and a half, there's no way he can show us everything. Which is probably the one reason why the One Piece anime is still relevant, because a lot of off-screen stuff they have to do in the manga simply because of time. They can show it in it. They can show it in the anime. Because I mean, they're gonna hit you with filler anyway, so
I might as well show it, right?
Yeah.
If they do that. If they do.
Yeah, and then while all this going on, what's the Retiri, the meeting of all the kings and stuff.
Oh, Revere?
Yeah, the Revere. That's still going on. The Revolutionary Army is still invading that. That just stopped. We don't know what the fuck's going on there.
I'm waiting for them. It's probably going to hit a point where you see we are at the first half of the arc, and they cut away to that.
Yeah.
And then they cut back to the arc after that. That's what I think, but who knows? That whole thing could just be off screen. And you know it's true. Yeah. So,
but I want to say Oda came out and said like last year, 2 years ago, he's like, yeah, we're about 60% done with One Piece. So,
yeah, I really don't see. I see like maybe two arcs after this. Because granted, you know these arcs last like 2 years.
Yeah,
it's One Piece. It's just gonna last a while. We were in Whole Cake Island for. We were in Whole Cake for like a year, but we were in Dressrosa for like 2.
Yeah.
3. Shit. Low key.
This is the end of 1 year.
But yeah. Well, the pieces are being set up for something really magical.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it this way. It took.
That's the way it always goes with One Piece.
You think the end was coming when they finally made it to the Grand Line, and it makes the Grand Line. It's like, oh, shit hasn't even started yet.
Oh yeah.
It's like in 100, it was like, we're yet. Oh yeah, this.
You knew they were just getting started. They haven't even introduced all these new powers yet.
Yeah, they haven't even made it to the Dark Continent yet. So yeah, it's a lot of loose ends with One Piece that still has to get wrapped up. If Oda remembers to wrap them up.
True. Then also at the end of that chapter, that mysterious prisoner noticed Hanzo. Mm-hmm. Was his name Hanzo?
No, it's like
Raizo. I'm sorry, Hanzo Overwatch. But they noticed Raizo and it was like, okay. Well, who's in there?
No, they said it.
What was his name?
I don't remember the name, but it was the old. Remember, Nami was talking about him. When they're talking about this old samurai, everyone was cool with him. They thought he died.
No, that was the old guy. He was the Yakuza leader.
Yeah, that's the guy in the prison.
No, that's the little old man.
I think he's somebody else.
No, he's the leader of the. They showed it in the panel. It was just like, it's just a miniature version of that big Yakuza leader that everybody loved. Okay. Now I think that person, they might have dropped his name before. I think he might be one of he's definitely one of the samurai that fought with them. So I just can't. I'll have to look back to it. That's the thing about One Piece. Like, they drop a name, reference somebody fucking 20, 30 chapters ago, 200-300 chapters ago type shit, and it's like, damn, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Let me go back and look. Let me go back and check. You got to go through your fucking One Piece encyclopedia,
Rolodex,
your glossary of this shit. It's like, chapter 297, like panel 3.
Honestly, if there's any reason I watch the anime, it's not even so far back at this point, but it just reminds me of what happened. Yeah. So it's like a constant refresher.
Yeah. Like this, the Whole Cake Island arc is starting to finish up. It might actually be done. So I'm about to go.
I have no idea.
I'm about to go watch that. I don't know. I know like a month or two ago, the Luffy Katakuri fight started coming out. So.
The guy be close to done though.
Yeah.
It has to be done.
Probably.
Because after that fight, they ran to the boat, right?
Let me drive the boat. So that. Yeah, One Piece 2018. Honestly.
All right, man. I think this is a good stopping point.
It's a good stopping point.
Yes, man. So this is our weekly manga power review coming at you whenever those chapters drop.
So, basically, we're gonna go more in depth now that we've gotten some of the other backstory out of the way. Yeah, we got our bases down. We're probably going to add more manga to this list. So if there's anything that you're interested in that we're not talking about currently or that comes out weekly.
Or some old completed joints.
We'll do some full-blown manga reviews for shit that we haven't read or shit that we've read that y'all should read. Let us know.
Yeah. Actually, 666, that's coming. That has to go.
D. Gray Man.
Yeah, I haven't read it. So yeah.
Nura Rise of the Yokai Clan. I'm back reading that shit.
Oh yeah, I need to read. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot out there.
Shaman King. When that comes out the vote. Oh yeah, Shonen Jump officially said a lot of stuff that's in the vote that they had that's not on the app yet is coming.
Yeah, we just got One Punch Man. I started catching up on that. I'm like on chapter 50. I'm sure I'll be caught up by next week.
Yeah, just don't ask for Fairy Tail.
I could do a review of Fairy Tail. I already read it.
It's One Piece like. It's diet One Piece.
The point being, there's better things out there.
Remember that beef they had?
Oh, manga beef. I remember that shit. They were taking shots at each other weekly. I was reading One Piece. I was like, ooh, he's taking shots at Fairy Tail. I'm reading Fairy Tail. Ooh, he's taking shots at One Piece. The only difference was the fairies ended up staying in One Piece. But the pirate hunters, the treasure hunters, got kicked out of Fairy Tail pretty soon. That's how petty Oda is. He was like, I will make them an important member of the fucking ecosystem, just so y'all can have some relevance. Bitch. We respect the petty guy.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for watching. Like, subscribe,
hit that bell.
Hit that bell as well.
As always, y'all can check out 3P Set Podcast, available everywhere there's podcasts. Spotify, Google Play,
Apple Podcasts,
Stitcher, Radio Public, SoundCloud.
Yes, sir.
We are out here. You know what I'm saying? Like us.
Favorite bi-weekly podcast.
Your favorite bi-weekly podcast. As always, you can follow me at SpeedwagonX on Twitter.
You can follow me at Ash_Del_Stampede on Twitter. ASun10 everywhere else. And yeah.
Do we have some cool end note?
Nah.
We rep the set.